you know, I want to take the moment to just pour something back into my cup. So just close your eyes and just settle into the body. And if you haven't been doing this, if you don't do these kinds of regular check-ins with the body, then this can be an amazingly powerful experience. This is a good practice to introduce into a regular rotation. Just stop and, how am I feeling right now? I've got this overall sense of like fuzziness, like I'm covered in cobwebs. Then I have you take an inhale and just exhale out as much as you can. And if you notice any tension lying any place in the body or hanging on or anything clinging, then we're going to send our breath there with the inhale. And as we exhale, try to sweep it away. And out. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Try to clear out as much of it as you can. Good. As you take your next inhale, looking up, allow the breath to come out upwards. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, take the breath down. Inhale up. Exhale, take it out to the right. And last, inhale up. Exhale, take it out to the left. Head back to heart center, yawning. Okay, yawning, by the way, if you find yourself starting to yawn when you start a yoga practice, it's actually a sign of your body is oxygenating yourself, and it's your central nervous system relaxing. So yawning is actually a good thing. If you notice, like when you're in high states of arousal, you don't yawn, right? So if you're yawning while you're in your yoga practice, it's actually your body starting to reoxygenate and relax. It's a sign that the parasympathetic nervous system is starting to kick in. So hands facing up. Inhale back to center. Take the shoulders up and roll them all the way down the back. Okay, we're going to do this a couple times. Up and down the back. Up and down the back. Beautiful. Try to draw them all the way down as much as you can. So, and creating as much space between your ears and your shoulders as possible. Good. I'm starting to take my head from side to side, lengthening the muscles in the neck. Head comes forward. Head comes around and back. Beautiful. Head comes forward. Comes around and back. Awesome. Forward. Around. Forward. Around. Good. And back to center. Good. Interlace the fingers. Press them out in front of you. Drop the head. Inhale, rounding up. Pressing the arms out in front of you. Inhale, rounding up. Last time, pressing the arms out in front of you. Inhale, rounding up. Good. Left hand on the mat, right hand comes up and over. We're taking a side bend, just starting to get into these muscles that allow us to breathe. Taking the arm up. And we're not too concerned with going down. We really just want to create length in the side of the body. But if you can go all the way down while allowing your body to stay long, go for it. Inhale, taking it up and over to the right side. Good. Once again, not collapsing into the left, but just prioritizing the length of the side of the body. Beautiful. And we're going to walk our hands forward. Coming into a child's pose. I love this cross-legged child's pose position, so you can keep yourself in that cross-legged child's pose and I'm just sitting up so I can talk and make sure there's no questions. Walk your arms forward, all stretching the fingertips out. Heels come into the mat, pressing the heels away. So the heels are going to stay on the floor and you're going to press them this way, lengthening the arms, and you'll start to feel the shoulders activate and then release. And then you're going to draw the shoulders down your back without lifting your heels of your hands off the mat. You'll draw them down your back, and then once again, you'll feel the shoulder blades. The upper parts of the shoulder, the upper trapezius is going to start to relax, and then you'll feel a little bit of a contraction. So we're just getting this kind of push-pull motion with the shoulders. This is very Hatha yoga, very union of opposites. Good. Inhale, sit back up. You're going to take the arms, right arm on top of the left, and hug yourself, allowing the shoulders to release down the back. Should I join the show poses? I mean, if you like Rowana, I feel like I'm demonstrating, so if you want to, take the morning off the eyes, I think that's fine. Good. Arms out in front of you. Good. Left arm on top of the right. We're hugging ourselves, and then just notice, see, I'm just using the weight of my hands to kind of draw the shoulders down the back. Beautiful. Reverse the cross of the legs. So the other leg is in front. And now we're going to come back into that child's pose. So walking all the way forward. Beautiful. Inhale, walk it back. And take the legs out from behind you, and we're going to come into a cat-cow. So hopefully you guys can still see me. The lighting is not fantastic, but I'm just coming onto hands and knees. My head is going to look forward, right? Keeping your neck in line with the spine. Separate the knees about hip distance, right? And I'm sure you're familiar with cat-cow. Just one thing I want to point out here, just be careful because I always do this. Try not to lock out the elbows, so we're going to soften them just a tiny bit. Because this is not anatomically straight. That's past the point of straight. This is anatomically straight. Good. Looking up. Stick your butt up in the air. Shoulders roll up and back. So we're starting to move the range of motion down into the spine. And then exhale, rounding for cat. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding it. Inhale, looking up. Exhale to round. Inhale up. And we're just going to do a few more of these on your own breath. So I'm going to stop calling out the breath, so just go ahead and just take like a minute or so. And if you want to add some more like funky cow motions in there, like you want to go side to side, I love this motion right here, like these kinds of hip circles. If you, whatever you want to do that feels good, just go for it. And then when you're ready, you're going to meet me back in a child's pose. So you have some more time, I'm just showing you where we're going. Beautiful. If you're still in your cat-cow. Ah. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. If you're still in your cat-cow, come on back to child's pose. Yeah. Well, that just made my day. Beautiful. And we're going to press back up into our first downward facing dog. So downward dog is going to be your truth teller for the day. Right, so come on back to this downward dog. Notice where the back of the body is starting to wake up and say, hey, what are we doing this morning? Pressing the heels down towards the mat, and then inhale, lifting up, rolling forward almost to a plank, and then exhale, pressing back. Inhale, lifting up, rolling forward. I'm on like the tips of my toes, and then exhale, pressing all the way back. Beautiful. Now we're not doing too much of a crazy flow this morning, so what we're going to do is step the right foot forward between the hands. You're in a lunge. Exhale, take the back leg down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, arms up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, place the hands down. Tuck the toes. Straighten the front leg as much as you can. Maybe it straightens all the way. Good. Walk the hands to the inside of the right foot. Walk the hands to the outside of the right foot. Hands come back to frame the foot. Stepping back. Good. And we'll drop our knees. Knees, chest, chin. Sliding up and through. And then back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Left foot forward, stepping the foot between the hands. So we're in a lunge. Taking the back knee down. Inhale, arms come up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come forward. Straighten the front leg as much as we can. Walk the hands to the inside of the left foot, the outside of the left leg. Oh my gosh, you guys are so welcome. I'm seeing the comments. Stop distracting me. Get back on your mat. Stop texting me. Hands back to center. Beautiful. Good. Walk all the way forward. Stepping back. Knees, chest, chin. Slide through baby cobra. I'm feeling like very back bendy this morning, so maybe start to come up to a full cobra, but if not, like hang out in your baby cobra or even a sphinx pose. And then tuck the toes, come on back. Downward facing dog. Excellent. If you need a child's pose, if you're feeling like you need a breath, that's cool. Feel free to, downward dog is a resting pose, but if you need another breath, come down to a child's pose and just reconnect to the breath. Beautiful. Good. Take one extra breath there. In through the nose, and then exhale out just through the nose. Simple pranayama. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. Good. From your downward facing dog, walk your feet towards your hands. See if you can get all the way to a standing forward fold without bending the knees. If it doesn't work out that way, it's fine. It's super hard to do. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release, and see if you can reach past the toes. Inhale all the way up to stand. Oops, I hit my light fixture. Hands to the heart, Samadhi Sthiti. Very, very nice. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, folding forward towards the toes. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Grab the toes in what I call a yogi toe lock. So you're wrapping your two fingers around and pressing the thumb into the big toe. Inhale to look up, straightening and lengthening the spine. Exhale, folding forward down towards the legs. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale this time out through the nose. Beautiful. Drop the knee. And I'm starting with my right knee, but if you want to start with the left, whatever. And we're straightening the opposite leg. So you can see this really clearly in the image here. So one leg is straight, one leg is bent. This should be enough to get your hamstrings talking to you. And then we're going to exhale and switch the legs. Beautiful. Inhale one more time. We're going to switch. And exhale, switch. Good. Fingertips to the floor. Stepping the right leg back, left leg back, coming into a plank. Very nice. Coming all the way down to the mat. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Right foot comes forward between the hands. If it doesn't come all the way forward, we're going to drop the back knee and help it forward, okay? Exhale, straightening the leg. Inhale, walk the hands to the inside. Walk the hands to the outside, getting into that IT band. Good. Hands back to center. Coming back into a lunge. Drop the back knee. Back toe untucks. Arms come up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands back down to the floor. Tuck the toes, step back to your plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale up. Exhale. Coming all the way back, downward facing dog. Good, left foot forward. I don't know my right from my left. It's like a common thing with yoga teachers. We just cannot tell right from left anymore. Left foot all the way forward. Beautiful. Walk the hands to the inside of the left foot. Walk the hands to the outside of the left foot. Straighten the leg. Starting to get into this IT band out here. Woo. My whole leg is like, what? Beautiful. Walk your hands forward. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale, arms up and back. Pressing that top of that back foot into the mat for stability. Exhale, take your hands down. Tuck the back toe, stepping back into plank. Knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale. Shoulders roll up and back. Exhale, lowering yourself down to the mat. Inhale for another round of cobra. Exhale, lowering yourself back down. Inhale, taking the hands behind your back, drawing them all the way down the back as you look up. Both hands are behind you, so you're using the leverage of your arms to draw yourself all the way back. Exhale, coming back down to the mat. Beautiful. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Come back to downward facing dog. I think we have a lot of beginners on the call. If you're feeling warm, now we're going to hang out in downward dog for about 5 breaths. If you're feeling warm and you want to hop to the front of your mat, you can do so now. So you could just bend the knees. I'm going to scoot forward so you can see what the heck I'm doing. You bend the knees, right? Inhale. Exhale completely. And at the bottom of the exhale, I can't demonstrate because I got to talk through it. But at the bottom of the exhale, you're going to go and hop forward. So the trick is, sorry, my bra is showing. The trick is when you hop forward, you want to try to do I'm not like at all wearing a sports bra. I literally just threw on a bra. It's like, it's pandemic time. Y'all are lucky you got this much. So, Oh, you know, what you want to do when you're hopping forward is that you want to exhale completely, right? And then when you have no air in your stomach, that's when you want to move forward. So it's hard to do it kind of all in the same motion if you think too much about it, but it will become reflexive after a little bit. So I want you to exhale and then hop. And the way I always kind of measure my hops is like, how quiet did I land? Because they're almost like, you want to focus on getting as much air time as possible. So when you hop, right, you press down into the hands and lift, your core will activate. There's no air in there, so it'll be nice and tight, and then it'll bring you all the way forward. Cool? Okay, so if you've hopped to the top of your mat, and we'll do this a few more times, but if you've already hopped to the top of your mat, come straight back up, right? Exhale, folding forward. Bend the knees, inhale, come all the way up to stand, and we'll take it into a few rounds of sun salutations so you'll have a chance to practice this, okay? So sun salutations, if you want to have a home practice and you're like, Leia's not doing class every day, what am I going to do? This is a great way to kind of lead yourself through it. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. A lot of this will feel familiar. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, press the hands into the mat. You can step, jump, or float to the back. So now, trick is, if you're going to jump back, keep your elbows bent. I never, ever, ever, ever want to hear about anybody jumping back into plank. Do not jump into plank. Your elbows cannot take it. So I don't care if you hit the floor. When you jump back, right, you're jumping back. If you have any motion spring off the floor, right, you either step back into plank or you jump back. And I don't care if you hit the floor. Just make sure you do not do it with your arms straight or you will blow out your elbow and then you'll be mad at me. Ideally, what'll happen is if you're jumping back, which is a lot harder than jumping forward, you're jumping back into this low push-up. Chaturanga. And then you come into your back bend. So whatever that looks like, I'm looking at the phone. Whatever your back bend looks like. It can be high. It can be low. It can be really low, like a baby cobra. Good. And you tuck the toes and come on back to downward facing dog. That's it. We're halfway through your sun salutation. We take 5 breaths traditionally here. Good. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step. Lower yourself down to the mat. Inhale to look up. Exhale, pressing back to downward dog. I'm coming out of my downward dog. You stay there. Take another couple breaths. So inhale, exhale, out through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. Good. Look forward between your hands. Press your hands down into the mat. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale. As you exhale, exhale completely. And then on no air, we're going to hop forward. Once you get forward to the top of your mat, inhale, halfway, straighten the legs. Exhale, release back down to the mat. Inhale, take the arms all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart in prayer. Samati Siti. Beautiful. Last round. Normally, I would say if you want to do like a home yoga practice, like I said, do at least 5 rounds of this. And they can increase in difficulty or they can be the same one over and over again. So that's your homework. 5 sun salutations. This is 10. So 5 sun salutations. And if you don't know the order for the sun salutations, DM me at yogawithaleia.com and I'll send it to you. And maybe I'll do a video and post the video on my thing about how to do sun salutations. So
Hit me up if you think that would be a good idea. Otherwise, I'll just sit at home and eat ice cream. Inhale, take the arms up overhead from where you're standing. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release the fingertips down to the mat. Step back to plank or hop back to chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, up to your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath. 2. 3. 4. 5. At the bottom of your exhale, step, hop, or float back to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, releasing back down, trying to reach past your toes. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Tadasana, mountain pose. Now, from where you are, you're going to catch one of your feet in your hand. So shift your weight, say, to your left foot. And you're going to try to catch the right foot. Maybe just start by hovering it off the ground. We're going into Vrikshasana, tree pose, right? So if you're shifting your weight into your left foot, you're going to try to catch the foot. You can either reach down straight for it, or you can turn the toes out to the side. Now, obviously, if you know where you're going with this, go ahead and just catch it and bring it up. But if you're not sure what tree pose looks like, turn the toes out to the side, heel to the ankle. This is a tree pose. This is more than acceptable. This is great, right? So bring your hands to your heart and chill out here. If you want a little bit more, you can draw the heel up to the calf. And if you want more, I want you to take it all the way past the knee and to the thigh somewhere, maybe all the way up to where the groin meets the thigh. Wherever you are, you're going to press the knee open like a book. So press it away from the hips, hands to the heart, and find something to look at that will not move. Now, wherever you are in this pose, if say you're got your toes on the floor, or you got the heel on the calf or the shin, or you feel like you're here and you're like, I've done this a million times, wherever you are, if it feels too easy and you really want to bring yourself centered and focused, close your eyes. And that should make it much, much more challenging. Very nice. Spin the knee forward and we'll switch to the other side. So you may want to shake out the leg as you start to shift your weight into your right foot. Same rules apply. We're going to take the toes. If you're starting from the bottom and building your way up as a tree grows, right? We're going to turn our toes out to the side, draw the ankle and the heel together. And then maybe we work our way up from there to the calf, or all the way to the inside of the thigh. And then wherever you are, we want the thigh pressing into the foot and the foot pressing into the thigh. So notice when I start this, right, I'm starting here. And then when I get here, like, I've got this kind of like relaxed pose, right? So when I want to get more out of the pose, I'm going to draw the foot all the way up. And then I'm going to keep it there by pressing the thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh, which is why I do not want your foot on your knee. So even as we're taking the energy, there's energy going in a lot of different directions. We're taking the energy up, right? But we're taking the knee back, and then we're taking the foot and the thigh together. And this is creating like a kind of pull in towards the midline, right? So we're going to hang out here. Good. And just find, again, something to look at that will not move. If you close your eyes on the other side, maybe play with closing your eyes on this side. Beautiful. Release the foot gently down towards the mat. Shake out your legs. Exhale, fold forward. And just to show you the side one more time, and to avoid flashing you, show you the side. We're going to start to bend the right knee as we straighten the left leg. If you want more here, maybe you bring your hand to the hip and you rotate into it. Maybe we come around for a half bind. Now this should feel a lot more open than it did at the start of class. Good. Exhale, take the fingertips down to the mat. Start to straighten the right leg as you bend the left. Maybe the right arm comes behind you. Maybe you start to open up to the right side and take a twist. Good. Fingertips down to the mat. Release down to the mat. Grab opposite elbows and just hang from side to side, releasing the back. Switch the cross of the arms. Swing from side to side. Releasing the back, the hips. Allow, if you want to get closer to the floor, that motion, please don't let it originate in the back, right? That motion is actually going to be more of a forward, right? Look how my legs come straight as I move forward. Look, they straighten, and then I'm going to actually allow the tailbone to go up and the sit bones to separate as the hamstrings lengthen, and that's what brings it back while I keep my spine as long as possible. So you're really folding in half and hinging from the hips as you come down. So you can always walk your hands forward to get to the floor. And then eventually you start to walk them back. Very nice. Bring your butt to the, actually, you know what? Let's do something fun on the way down. So you're going to take your right leg and step it over the left as you come down. So we can come down for a twist. So in the sense of keeping your spine long, take your hands alongside your hips, right? Lift the chest forward and up. Roll the shoulders down the back, looking up. Good. Left arm comes up, hooks over the right knee, and you twist looking over the right shoulder. Beautiful. Open the twist to the left. As much as you possibly can, try to line up one knee over the other. Maybe you can bring the feet so that they're alongside your hips. Press into the feet and then roll the shoulders back and look up. This is Gomukhasana, or at least the bottom half of it. If you want a little bit more opening in the hips, you can start to fold forward. Good. Inhale to come up, lengthening the spine by pressing into the feet or into the mat, whatever is close to your hips. Take the legs out straight in front of you. Reaching forward, so you notice my back tends to bend, so if you want to elevate yourself, sit up on something and then fold forward, you can do that. Reaching for your ankles, your shins, your toes, or whatever is accessible. Beautiful. If you have a strap, you might want to, wrap the strap around your feet. I don't have a strap, but my daughter left her shirt down here, so I'm going to grab that and use that. Beautiful. Good. Release your strap. This time your left leg is going to go over the right. Knee is going to start by being up. Arms come up, and then we're going to take it for a twist to the opposite side. Good. Open up your twist to the inside.
attempt to line up the knee. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so you can see a little what that looks like. So I'm resting one knee on top of the other. If you were to look down, it looks like just this one V shape. There's, you can't see the other knee, so you can't see my right knee underneath my left. Press into your feet, lift the chest. You'll start to feel this in the hip flexors. And by the way, it's totally cool if like this posture is not available. Like if your feet are like wider or anything like that, it's cool. This just happens to be a very comfortable seat for me to be in. It's not like a advanced thing. Like sometimes everybody's body is different. So sometimes certain poses are way more accessible just based on how your body lives. I don't have particularly wide hips, so this posture is pretty accessible for me. I have a friend that can do crazy splits in every direction. Like she and I were in yoga teacher training together. She's amazing. She does splits literally every which way. She can do a split and just put her legs flat up against the wall while she's standing. It's like ridiculous. But this pose, for whatever reason, is not in her repertoire. Yes, can I show how to do this again? So, right, so we've got our legs straight. We already came into our Matsyendrasana, which is our twist, right? This is one that everybody's familiar with pretty much, right? So what I'm going to try to do is just stack one knee on top of the other. That's it. All I'm making is this small adjustment here. One knee on top of the other. Now, if this doesn't feel accessible, right? And your feet are, like I said, if they're wider apart or your knees don't quite come together, that's totally fine. Or maybe you want to sit with this foot out. It's always offered as like the easier option in class, but for me, it's actually much, much more difficult to sit like this with the foot out. So I always bring this one in. And then you just want to try to get your feet so that they're in line with your hips. And wherever you are, you press into the feet. You probably already feel the hip flexors talking to you. And then you'll just start to lean forward. I love this pose. Anyway, coming back up, before we start to wrap up, I really want to get you guys upside down for a minute. So if you want to take an active upside down pose, you can come into shoulder stand. If you want to take more of a passive, relaxed upside down pose, let's do legs up the wall. Okay. For me, because I really want to kind of just feel centered for the week, I don't want to do a shoulder stand because this has actually been a very active, flowy practice. I would rather take a moment with like legs up the wall or legs up the sofa or legs up whatever happens to be around. Legs up the thing. And then this way I can actually bring more of my attention consciously into slowing my breath and starting to just notice where I have any remaining tension that I might want to get out. For example, I have a meeting coming up at 10 o'clock that I really don't want to have because I feel like I'm behind on work. So that tension is living in my body a lot. So if you're coming into shoulder stand, you have maybe another 5 to 10 breaths to play around. And then if you want to come back down and meet us and legs up the thing, whatever the thing is, wall, coffee table, sofa, chair, then come on bed, random piece of furniture that happened to be the right height. Anything in your house equals yoga props. All right, so when you get there to legs up the wall, you can hang out there. I would actually, I'm gonna come out of legs up the wall so I can just not fall asleep on y'all. um, but if you fall asleep, that's all good. I promise I won't tell anybody. And just take a moment, notice the breath. Begin your rotation of taking your awareness to the top of the head. And as I mention each body part, just try to feel but not move the body part I'm mentioning. So your awareness is at the top of the head, which is funny to start there because we're upside down, right? And bring it down to the brow, the eyes, the eyeballs, the eyelids, the eyelashes, the nose, the nostrils, the cheeks, the lips, the tongue, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth, allowing the jaw to relax, or maybe exhaling any lingering tension. The chin, the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the upper arms, the back of the arms, the elbow, the forearms, the wrists, the thumbs, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, the palms of the hands, the backs of the hands, down the chest, the ribs, the belly, the pelvic bowl, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the front of the shins, the tops of the feet and the toes, the balls of the feet, the sole, the arch, the heels all the way back up the ankles, the back of the legs, the back of the knee, the back of the thigh, the butt, the small of the back, the upper back, the base of the neck, back around to the back of the head, the top of the head, and imagining that everything I just mentioned, just bring your awareness and notice a sense of peace radiating out from your chest, out to the fingertips. Maybe it's not peace, maybe it's just sensation of awareness. Imagine the light radiating from the inner part of your chest all the way out to your fingertips. And now we're going to consciously cultivate a sensation there by bringing a smile to your lips and see if you can find something that genuinely makes me smile. Like, so the image that I've been working with that makes me smile is the image of my son crawling around at full speed with no diaper on. It just makes me laugh every single time. So if you think of an image that just brings genuine joy to your lips and to your heart, locate what that smile feels like in the body, and now imagine it with every breath radiating out bigger and bigger to each corner of your body, all the way out to your fingertips, your hands, your wrists, the back of your hands, all the way down to each toe, down to the sole of your feet, up through the lips to the mouth, to the throat, to the nostrils, to the forehead, to the eyes, the back of the head. Just imagine this smile kind of getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then exhale. Inhale. And allow yourself to be filled up with the light of your own smile, and then exhale. Keeping the lightness and the energy as you release any lingering tension.
Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting movement back into your body. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Inhale. Good. Draw your legs down the wall, off whatever piece of furniture they're lying on. Bring them over to the right side. Allow your body to turn with your legs as you roll onto your right side. And using the strength of your left arm, when you're ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring hands to heart center. There are so many schools of yoga. Yoga is a practice that has spanned thousands of years. But the one thing that can be pinned down about yoga, the one thing that's always relevant, what's made it last, is that there is no true yoga other than the yoga you are doing in this moment. It's a 3,000 realms in a single moment of life kind of practice. It's what you take day to day and moment by moment forward into the rest of your life. As you inhale, allow yourself to sit 1 inch taller. As you exhale, keep your newfound height. Draw the belly in. Bring your right hand across your belly. Make it into a fist. Left hand comes over it. And as we fold forward, we're just going to offer a moment of thanks for ourselves for the hard work we've put in this morning. And a prayer that everything we touch this week will just happen to go in whatever way is best for our lives. Let us connect to our infinite wisdom that lets us know what is for us and what is not for us, and allows us to move forward with grace and power. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be your teacher this morning. And the light in me is bigger and brighter because of the light in you. Fold all the way forward, touching the forehead to the mat to seal your practice. Namaste, yogis. Have a absolutely beautiful week. The videos that I'm going to post, I'll see if I can post a recap of this. If I can't post it on Instagram because the video is a bit long, I'll post it on my YouTube channel, and I'll make sure that Rowana has the links to that. And you can follow me at Yoga with Alea, and I promise you I will get a sun salutation video up soon. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you, and I will see you next week.